Oh, still loading. Fuck. I love this. I love Shroud.
I logged into one of my accounts the other day. It doesn't have anything on it. It loaded so fast it was ridiculous.
Really.
DC's back. All right, let's do this thing. Quiet on the set.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. And no other friggin' better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, two idiots who misinterpret the news so you don't have to. The dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another glorious hump day here on Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news and you get Lily walking on my desk, slapping her tail around, because that's what she does.
Lunch with Laz.
Yes, and now she's pushing the microphone out of the way. Yes. Or straight into my face.
Now away. She's got a captive audience when you're sitting at that desk and knows you can't go anywhere.
The microphone is the right, like the exact height for her to like just graze and then get the microphone
rubber chin up against on and
yeah,
get those extra scritches.
Maybe I should raise it. Yeah. She just loves the attention that she gets while I'm a captive audience. And that hit my eye.
Yeah.
Oh.
Welcome to today's show, boys and girls.
The eye is not amore, or is it?
It is. It is. Also,
it is.
Hump Day, Wednesday, August 16th, 2023.
Yes.
Here inside and outside Shroud of the Avatar. We have news, we have updates, we have interesting stuff to talk about. And of course, giveaways are open. Don't forget, exclamation, I love free shit, exclamation, bundle me for a chance to win streamer bundles at the butt and the boob of the hour, otherwise known as the bottom and top of the hour.
Yes.
But of course, as promised, well, I have a couple of things to talk about today. Of course, let me start by saying fuck Elon one more time. Elon's being a real big asshole.
What did he do
Apparently,
this time?
they have followed through with their decision to remove TweetDeck.
Oh, TweetDeck is now a paid service. I forgot
Yeah,
about that. I saw that.
is
Yes.
remove TweetDeck. So the tool that I'm used to using to post every day and schedule all my stuff and see who I'm going to respond to and all that stuff is now locked behind a paywall. So fuck you, Elon. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he has only done great things. Like he's improved the number of like people on Twitter, and the advertisers all flocked.
Oh, well, the
It,
really great thing is I logged in this morning, went over to the tab, and my tweet deck was gone, replaced with this big advertisement to subscribe for premium stuff. And
yeah,
right here on the main page now it says subscribe to premium, subscribe to unlock new features. You mean the features that we used to get for free? And
yeah.
if eligible, receive a share of ads revenue. You mean the revenue that you're losing so greatly because you're doing this stupid shit, did TweetDeck really cost you any money to fucking run? Really? Come on. Really?
Yep.
I just don't get it. So of course, losing the ability to see all the other stuff that I saw, just hinders people from using Twitter. And if you think I'm gonna fucking give you money for this free bullshit X, whatever you're calling it now, if you're gonna call it X, then you know, when I click on post, it should probably not say post a tweet anymore. It should be say post an X. First off, if that's what you're gonna do, uh, you know,
You
Red
mean that
Dragon.
he hasn't worked
Red
on
Dragon 7
brand
just subscribed with
information
Prime.
yet
Thanks for your support, Red
to
Dragon
get that
7.
shit all done accurately? No
Yeah,
way.
no, we just changed it on the homepage, changed that logo, put up a
Not in
logo
any of
on
the
the
apps.
put a logo on the top of our roof that wasn't certified or gotten a building permit for none of that stuff. Because he thinks he can just do what he wants. Of course,
He's an idiot.
he can do what he wants with all that money, but you're just pissing off people like me who are supporters,
Hey,
even through
did
the
you did
bad
you
shit.
did you hear about the U.S. Steel is for sale, and or because someone private made an offer on the corporation, and U.S. Steel's trade symbol is X. So there's a theory that uh, Elon's trying to buy U.S. Steel just to get the stock ticker X.
You mean greed is good, U.S. Steel?
Yes.
That U.S. Steel?
Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
I mean how fantastic Elon is without. So that would be another company that he would just completely annihilate.
Yeah. Maynard says, I never liked my ex because that woman was crazy. Yeah, I agree with you. But, oh, that's Anacott Steel. Okay. Thank you, Coeur d'Alene. Y'all got the reference, though. You got
Yeah.
the reference.
Yes, from shit. What's his name? He married a. He had throat cancer from eating too much pussy.
Yeah, Blue
What's his
Horseshoe
name?
loves Anacott Steel. There you go, Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it, brother. That's it.
Yes.
But again, thank you to Red Dragon 7 for the resub, 24 months. Thank you very much. And of course, Red Dragon, you know what
Oh
that
man.
means. You get a choice.
Yes, Michael Douglas. Thank you. Yes.
We're going to continue on with the nudes, or we're going to stop and do a race.
Which one are we doing?
I was young when I started
Fuck
subbing.
marbles.
All right, so that means we're doing news. All right. So, as promised, I reached out to Kellinor for some information, and while I'm
Okay.
not going to share the whole actual post because it was a private conversation, but
Yeah.
nothing that isn't too personal. I reached out and asked him whether it was him deleting them or the devs deleting them, and his reply from that was, "I removed them because I saw a vast majority of my topics get archived, so I just removed the
Oh.
rest. They're all
Okay.
ultimately going to be archived anyways. I saw a trend that I didn't really want to be part of. Not a big fan of getting my hopes up. I should have realized that the wish list request form is 78 pages of requests long, and very few ever make it into the game. Even all
What?
even all my suggestions from 2019 got archived. Not a single one made it in the game. So I just decided to step out of the whole circle before I got frustrated." Which,
You
of
mean
course,
wait, hold on, Lex. You mean that 78 pages has only yielded 15 that are queued for review?
uh, yeah, since at least
And
2019.
and there's 4,000 archive topics?
Yeah, exactly. As of course, I had to reply that all posts get auto archived after a few months, but I did understand his outlook on the
Yeah.
frustration. And of course, yeah, I didn't want to be the one to burst his bubble. And I love following his wish list requests because some of them were pretty cool and good ideas. But we both knew, and of course, many of you out in the audience knew that that was beating a dead horse. So. These posts were not removed by the devs, so I want to just, what is the word? I want to retract my comments that I believe the devs were doing nothing but sitting there doing that because they weren't. It was him. So my bad for that one. And again, when we have something that needs to be corrected, we correct it here on NBNN, and we say we fucked up. So yes, he did his own deletions, and that is the story. And that story is now updated. So just so you know, because at least we can, admit when we fuck up, unlike some other people out there who can't admit they fuck up, which leads us to the next topic from our good
Oh.
friend Crafty Method. Because
Oh.
Crafty wants to know, and I'm just going on we're only going on the comments from what he clipped out of his discussion because we've covered this before, and you guys and gals, well, that's Shroud, baby. That's Shroud, baby. We do occasionally get
Hey,
something a little bit wrong, but
we are much more right than we are ever wrong.
that would mean that the devs were doing something. Yes, this is what they
Yes.
were doing. Okay. This is what they were doing. So Crafty Method had this to say, and I will let Jack read.
Hey, folks, did Portnip lose access to their official Facebook page they linked to on the front page of the website? Wondering about their access if they advertise it. Don't want to make an incorrect report. Facebook.com/Shroud of the Avatar. Ravelox with "We have access. The fan page is the better place to go. Our official updates are made on the forums."
Official updates are made on the forums. Big fat lie,
Yeah?
or just big fat misconception because we don't do updates. I don't know.
I know. Yeah. Does the general public know this easily? Why are you deleting your social outreach capacity? Hope you're well, Ravelox. Sorry about the pressure. No pressure. We haven't deleted anything. Thank you for your concern and input. Not leaving a dent in social media analytics is adding things in line with good practice. There is pressure, I might suggest, pressure that wonders why we are not covering basics if a project has any veneer of forward momentum. Thanks for the reply. One that is, of course, linked on the front page of the website. If you have concerns of this nature, please forward them to support. The concern is, why aren't you updating Facebook.com/Shroud of the Avatar?
Yeah, well, the audience is already hip to what's going on here. As forward your concerns to support means stop asking us, we don't care. Yes, I know.
Yeah. And didn't the email address change from support@Portalarium to support@shroudoftheavatar.com?
Did he actually use Portalarium there?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He did, you're right. Support at portalarium.com, because even he can't get the updates correct.
It's like,
Yes.
hence the port nip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we want to cover the rest of it, or
Well, continue what he has to say
Okay.
there. There's a couple more lines.
My impact is greater in helping this project move forward if I don't use such obscure methods, and some concerns have deserved to be public, hence pressure. No pressure. You must use the official path for communication as requested.
Okay, well then, maybe you should inform him to use the real official path and not the fake official path, because the official path is support at shroudoftheavatar.com, not support at portalarium.com, which you changed 2 years ago. Hello? Second,
Yes.
if you're going to advertise it on the main website, use it. Otherwise, get it off the fucking main website, because it's useless to have links to our official sites and you're not going to use them. So remove them. And then put a big disclaimer. All updates will be found here. And then, of course, we know you're not going to do that anyway, but you should really have the disclaimer there.
You don't like the fact that it was last updated July 6th, 2022?
Well, yeah, 18 months ago, absolutely. Is it 18?
Yeah.
No, that's only 13
That's
months
a
ago.
year and a month ago.
Yeah, 13 months ago. But yes, if we're not going to use official forums and you're going to tell people to go to the fan page, that you don't actually run, like the Discord that you don't actually run, like the game, which you don't actually run because we know the inmates are running the asylum. I don't know, I don't know why would you go to support when you have these open means of communication, because he got in touch with Ravlox pretty quickly there, apparently. There was a nice little conversation, and he could have just said, hey, we don't use it, be aware that we don't use it. But no, email your concerns to support. Well, he just spoke to you about the concerns, but instead of just saying, hey, we don't use it anymore.
And the Maynard's like, stop with the tweets and fix the game. What tweets?
It hasn't been tweets in God knows how long. If you hadn't noticed, we've stopped covering the Tweeterverse. The Xverse.
There was some August 4th, so 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the patch notes.
Yes. But going back to this, Discord seems to have worked in getting a response, with all due respect.
No, we're stopping at that. We're not getting into the commentary of what. Yeah.
Yeah, but that is absolutely ridiculous. It's like, hey, did something happen to the official Shroud of the Avatar Facebook page? It hasn't been used in a long time. With the answer, oh, we still have access.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize he added to this. Okay, I see what you're saying.
What, that Ampu said support it?
No. Crafty method. I didn't see that additional caption at the bottom there. All I saw, I guess he added to that. Was that edited? That must have been edited.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I only got the first bit of it, but okay, you can go on with that.
No, I already closed it.
Okay.
You lost your opportunity, man.
Yeah, well, again, that's fine. All fine, well, and you good.
Yep. Da, 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 da. But yes, that's ridiculous. It's like, hey, y'all have this thing y'all haven't used in a long time. Go use the fan page. So that way Chris can actually like button.
Well, you know
Yes.
what it comes down to there, Tina and Ridge Troll, is that that mail doesn't go to him. So basically, he's going, let somebody else handle the conundrum because I don't want to be put in this situation, is the way I read that. Because we all know Lainey takes care of CS and not Ravlox. And she's the one who's got to deal with that. And of course, she would get that post and, of course, reply. And of course, you know, we have our direct connections to many of these people as it is. And I don't bother them with these little piddly things because, you know, they got enough headaches to worry about. They don't
Yep.
care about looking bad in public. Something changed in the last year. No, something changed back in 2019. It was called ownership, which screwed a lot of us out of a lot of things, but or a lot of you guys, because I didn't buy into that other bullshit. So, yeah.
It's got stuff.
Yeah, go put it on the forums where it can't be ignored. And of course, yeah, we still haven't seen Atos in over 8 months now at all. You know, although he's out there liking and posting on Facebook, you know, for whatever it is. But
Yeah.
you know,
And
he can't be concerned with, you know, making posts or addressing anybody in his
and
you know,
and
game.
Crafty does actually have a very valid point. His concern is the marketing impact because the Shroud of the Avatar Facebook page has 15,000 followers.
Yeah, and
That's what 10 times the Twitter followers.
is it?
Yeah, the Twitter account has 5,000, so three times.
Yeah. And how
So
many do we
three
have
times.
on? Yeah, I thought we had like 200,000 on the main page. 250,000.
Well, that's 200,000 registered accounts on the forums.
Yeah. And yeah, not all those. Again, those don't account for. You know, those aren't reflecting duplicates because most people only have one account. So I would stick with the 200,000 on the forums personally. That's just me. Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Da, 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 da,
That's
da,
just
da.
me. But moving right along.
Hold on. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
Moving
but
right
you know,
along.
Lainey doesn't need to do that. Yes, say she is a volunteer like everybody else there. B, she has a full-time real job that is really a full-time job and eats up most of her time. So her spare time, instead of playing the game, she spends actually doing, you know, customer support and has very little time to actually do the play that she really likes to do. And very occasionally, she will step out and step behind the DJ platform and host a party here on WRFB Radio Free Britannia. Crafty Method. You want to read Crafty's comment there?
Which one?
In chat.
Apologize. My question was marketing impact with the 15K followers. They are nuking Twitter posts soon. From the comments, I got banned from the forum and a week timeout on Discord for that effort. Well, rest in peace.
Yeah, sorry. Censorship for people who ask questions because, you know, these are questions that need to be asked and they don't want to answer why they don't use, again, just get rid of them off the fucking main webpage. Then, if you're not going to use official social media, then remove them, get rid of them. As a matter of fact, even go one better, delete it off Facebook, delete it off Twitter, and not have an official Twitter, not have an official Facebook, and then you're done. You don't have to answer these tough questions because, basically you do have to answer to the people who invested in the game, basically seed invest people. You have to answer to them. These people were, shareholders. And B,
Yeah.
The people who built the game, people like Jack and I and many of you out there who gave money to get this thing built, believe it or not, you still sort of have to answer to us because, we were the reason why you guys all had jobs in the first place.
Well, remember, like, all of Chris's accusations about all the trolls and everything else. It's like answering simple question and overly censoring things creates that environment where everybody that has any kind of critical question is a troll. So in their opinion. And so it's like, no, that's not making the game better. It's like, this is, hey, you guys forgot about this resource that hasn't been updated in over a year. And it's got 15,000 followers.
Yeah, a resource that could be, outreaching and could be bringing in new blood and could be bringing in new revenue, but we're not going to use that to do either one. So,
no. And so the funny part about it is the last post on the Shroud of the Avatar page from themselves is from June 1st, 2022. And that was a YouTube video. Everything else is, and then player made. So that was Chris updating those. But it's one where it's like, you've got these resources. You need ways to get people to enjoy the game and come into it.
The next thing we're going to see is a new TOS update, which is going to be having an opinion may get you banned from the game because you have an opinion on how we run things. And of course, I'm being a little facetious there because we all have opinions. And of course, you all may know that, a couple of the most opinionated guys in the game are sitting right here in front of you all. But my basic point to them would be just listen, remove the shit off of your official page. Delete the accounts if you're not going to use them. Just nuke the accounts, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. Because instead of telling people don't ask, send it to support. How about we just get rid of it, and then there's nothing to ask about, and problem solved. And again, we're as much about trying to solve some of these big problems as anybody else is, because we like to see things move forward. We like to see things succeed, but they make it very easy for us to sit here and just shake our heads and face palm over. Send it to support. Why has he got to send it to support? He was talking directly to you, the guy who's basically running this thing right now. So why didn't you just say we don't use it anymore and be done with it? No, let's punt it down to Lainey. Let her answer that, because I know it's going to happen. Lainey's going to get it, and Lainey's just going to come right back to you, Ravlox, and then it's back in your hair anyway, and she ain't going to get off your ass until you come up with a solution. So why didn't you just think about it and come up with a solution on your own? Well, the solution is take it off the website, get rid of the accounts, and there's your solution. You're done. The fan site is the fan site. You remove yourselves out of the fan site as administrators, because it's a fan site. It's not a official site. So leave it as what it is and let the fans have at it, because, we can go back to covering Raw if you really want us to. And then we can really have some fun with the news, because, those guys out at Raw are still actively at it as far as I understand, and will be as long as this game is around, Just making a point, Jack. I don't really
think it's
want
been
to.
a while. Yeah.
I don't really want to go that route, but you know what I'm saying.
Well,
You get the
we
gist.
never actually covered Raw, but yeah,
We
it is
did a
one where
couple
it's like
times. Yeah.
we alluded to it. We didn't actually go
Yes.
to it, but yeah.
But it is coming up on the butt of the hour here.
Oh
And
man,
we're going to get ready to pull the first streamer bundles. Yeah, Raw is still a thing, believe it or not. I don't think that it's quite as popular as it was. And again, we really stopped.
hold on.
Yeah, Jack's got a hot link to it. Yeah.
Hold on. I can't show my actual Reddit, but
When was the last post on Raw, just out of curiosity?
hold on. I gotta go find it. Or did I unfollow it? Shroud of the Avatar / Raw. 14 days ago.
Yeah, so they're still pretty active out there.
Yeah.
And Cordeline, I gotta agree with you. They weren't wrong on a lot of things, but they did get really blown out of proportion on a lot of those things as well. So. Raw with Stone Cold and The Rock? No, that not that Raw. Yeah, Jack's Reddit is definitely NSFW. I almost guarantee. Almost guarantee you that. Absolutely.
Yeah. It is extremely NSFW. Free porn.
But anyway, moving right along. Let's go ahead and get over to the Moobot. Let's pull these, and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of today's topic. Conjurer Dragon, congratulations. You are the wiener.
Okay. Wiener on my side is going to be Conjurer Dragon.
Mr. Fletcher.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Okay. And he is not on the lot, so let's go ahead and send him some mail and go to Henri Fletcher. I so wish that they would fix the
Mail system.
Mail system to where it's like, hey, if the person's on your friends list and you're typing it in, it's like it will automatically update the alt's name.
Being like it does for player-owned towns when they log in as a player-owned town, and it automatically updates.
And governors.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have a topic from another good old friend of ours out there, Mr. Time Lord, that we had to table for today because I know we didn't have enough time for it yesterday. And this is another one of them topics, folks, because it's just got to be brought up, and Time Lord, I think, nails it on the head.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Time Lord. Where is that one? Is agriculture back in the game?
What?
In a not too distant time ago, we were able to grow crops of all types with the motive that all real farmers have to be in economically viable gameplay. Yet one of the developers left the project for another just because after taking all the agriculture out of our game from being economically viable way of play.
Dylan _the_Catman just followed.
There are
Thanks for
very
joining
few
us,
small,
Stan_the_Catman.
few crops that remained viable. Yet 90% of what was in our game left at the same time that developer did. The developer that eliminated, that's when my soda gaming took a turn, having lost 90% of 80% of my playtime motive for playing or paying for soda.
Dan
So,
the Catman, thank you for the follow and welcome
Laz,
to the stream.
what he's talking about there, because this takes a little deciphering, was can you make a profit on agriculture in game?
Well, yes, I understand that there was some changes made, which were we don't want you selling agricultural products to the NPCs to make a living because that's too easy. So we're gonna balance the game so that only 2 crops are viably sellable to. So why are those 2 crops still sellable to the NPCs if all the other
I
ones
don't
aren't?
know.
That's my.
There were very few small crops that remained viable, yet 90% of what was in our game left at the same time that developer did. The developer, It was said that our agriculture was changed due to incoming upgrades and new gameplay, yet agriculture was abandoned after that. So my question is, it's been a very long time since we lost most and the largest parts of soda agriculture gameplay. Is this still the state of agriculture?
Yes.
I invested a lot of real money into our game based on what agriculture was before all we had worked on was eliminated. While there is a free-to-play game now, it was not when agriculture was fully economical in our game. Has agriculture returned, or was that eliminated from our game, all but the few crops? Kickstarter, Seed Invest, Kodo Store, being sold again, then having such a great part taken away from it has been very disappointing. Agriculture, when, where, and how. I want that other 80% of my game back, and for that reason, I find no reason to play because I feel we lost that part of our game, taken away as someone else's property. We once had agriculture. Do we have that back in game yet? Thanks for any replies. Excuses. Sales receipts where we lost that part of our program too, or anything info related. I truly want that part of our game back because it's why I invested when we had full agriculture and I want to play it. So what's the state of agriculture? Is it still less than what it once was before the changes? What do you think the future of agriculture is, or does it even have a future? Currently lost in game time waiting for Soda's agriculture return. Thank you, Time Lord.
Time Lord, you're not wrong. Let's put it that way. So let's look at some comments before we move on here. Let's see. Why? Because they didn't notice. Can you make money on it? I knew what he was getting at. Yeah, of course we knew that too. I can see pumpkins in 3 directions from my house. Suck it, farmers. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We lost many things when Crest took over. Agriculture is just one. I mean, I agree that it shouldn't be push crops to make gold, but then they should have balanced that a lot earlier than they did.
Well,
yeah, Elwin, they should have just made it so that there's a slight profit across the board, not just made it only 2. I think there's only 2 viable crops. I think cotton is one of them.
Cotton, yeah.
And I forget what the other one is. Anybody out there know that?
Yeah, reminder, variable house placement is right around the corner.
And then Applesauce Pan says, they don't want you making infinite gold. They want you to buy Kodos. That's it. That's the only viable solution they think forward. So it's to buy Kodos and fuck you. Okay, well,
this is something we discussed a long time ago. Remember my idea where it's like vendors have a specific amount of gold. They, especially farming vendors, fish vendors, whatever, food vendors of any sort. Okay. Even like all vendors have a limit on the amount of gold that they contain and the amount of items that they have in their inventory. Okay, so what ends up happening is as player A goes and sells a stack of shit, that gets added to his inventory. So it takes someone else to come buy that for him to get back gold, and then you end up with a vicious cycle. Then you end up with everything still on player vendors, but you end up having to reset that vendor inventory daily or every 12 hours.
Well, I'm just going to go out to the point that and again, these numbers aren't the exact numbers, but we put 20 million gold in a week, but we only take out 7 million gold in a month. So the idea that Applesauce Pants has that they don't want us printing infinite gold is pretty out of touch there, Applesauce Pants, because there's way too much gold. Gold prices used to be actually, and I'm talking now in the secondary market, you used to buy gold for upwards of $50, $60 for a million. I think it might even been more at one point. They leveled out at about $35, $40 per million. And now I see 3 million gold selling for $45, which means it's down. And I've even seen gold down under at $10 and less per million. So there is so much gold in the game world. It's become like UO. It's so dirt cheap for people to sell for cash right now. That there's just way too much gold already in the game. So I can sort of agree with you on the printing of gold, but again, they took out the major gold things.
They already print more gold than they take out in a month.
Yes.
But Bergen is confused about this post. The only negative thing that they did was make it so you couldn't stack planners so close to get. No, that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about making a viable economy or player making gold by selling crops. Traveler 13 with cotton is still the only obvious cash crop selling to NPCs, if that's what you're after. Or it was 2 or so months ago, the last time I grew it to sell it. If you use agriculture for materials or reagents, then you can't beat the time and money savings it provides for whatever you're after.
Right. But cotton, I know, has always been that one cash crop. Yeah.
Yeah, but and reagents as people that grow them and sell them to other players tell you that's not really viable because you are like making so little gold and you're almost selling it at cost. Tirag, they significantly lowered the cost of watering as well, as is one of the best money makers in the game and also amazing at gaining crafting XP. Selling cotton to an NPC, you'll double your investment as long as you hit all the waterings. If you wanted to make a business out of agriculture, there are certain crops that sell almost immediately. Also, you can prep for double XP periods and grow a bunch of pumpkins. Very popular items during double XP. I think agriculture is very much alive if it's what you wanted to do. Additionally, the barley plant that is grown is the single top most consumed item in the game. At 2.35 million destroyed in crafting last 30 days.
I didn't know people were still using barley, to tell you the truth.
Well, beer. They're brewing.
Well, that's okay. That was the other one, is you make beer and you can actually make money off selling beer, but the 30-day time period to me is just not worth the juice is not worth the squeeze, as many would say on that one. Is for a 30-day cycle just to make some money. You know what? I make enough money just selling scrolls and other goodies.
Yeah, you don't have to hit waterings for brings. I tried to keep barley in stock at one point, but gave up. All I got done was growing barley. Very good crop to grow if you want to sell to players. Frost 2, please elaborate a bit. Exactly what was in the 90% you say left the game? A carrot, lettuce, etc. It's a very large list of crops that became non-viable in quantities when sold to NPC, which left us with cotton. We did not get treated seeds or anything from the loss of that part of our game when that programmer left our game for another project. The promise of all farming should be helped fund our game's creation. It was a funding promise, and now that what we had is gone, packed away in someone's suitcase, or deleted without backup. Belladonna, honestly, not sure how long it's been for you to play, but there are indeed a lot of new things. All the plants, crops needed for making beer, wine, and spirits. The advent of newer foods now that food is extremely essential to players. A lot of folks would buy wheat from you just to turn into flour so they can make their goodies. Cotton is still the moneymaker, always will be, I guess, but food items is the key, so any crop needed for that is essential. Also, crops for dyes, bananas, pumpkins, and such. You will need to sit down and go through the recipe book to look for what crops you'd need to spend time on. Another thing is now you have the chance to get seeds back when you harvest, get decorative plants from harvesting as well. Should I say that ag is very viable?
Yeah, before you go there, let's talk about that. Yes, if you want to take the time to actually create the crop, then work the crop, and then turn it into something else, and then sell it off to players, that might be viable for you, Belladonna, but that's not what he's really getting at. Basically, he wants to spend his time farming. He wants to be able to sell to NPCs and skip the BS trading, which I sort of disagree with, because the concept of the game is player run economy, which means you sell to other players. But even at that, they made, and this is where I come to, and I stand firm by my conviction on this. If we had a player vendor listing for the whole world, it would just be a race to zero, a race to the bottom of the barrel, because as it is right now, that's what agriculture is. People are actually in the percentage points, 1.2 gold, 1.3 gold per item, because agriculture has become so competitive for those things that I'm just going to go to the price guide here real quick for this information. And I'm going to go right over to agriculture. Do you want to look at this list there, Jack, or no?
No, you can read it.
Okay, so like garlic is selling for 1.2 gold, mandrake selling for 1.3 gold, nightshade selling for 1.3 gold, cotton selling for 4.5 gold, because it's gotten to the point where we're getting percentage points for some of these because they're so low.
Well, not only that, it is like you're like selling 1,000 of something and you're making 5 gold profit. Whereas like a vendor will buy it back for a gold, even though they sell it for 3. And so in that and the reason for that race to the bottom is because there's so much of it in the environment, because we don't have a player population really to survive someone having a massive agriculture farm and doing that as an agriculture business doing.
All right, so let's go to the comments, starting with the Maynard. Players will not grind with no gold rewards. Oh, wait, that game is soda. Tina to Elwin, except that we have a vast majority of what you would sell to players. Reagents, you can't, because they are undercut by the NPCs having an infinite number of sales, too low a floor. Yeah, exactly. Again, why Jack and I don't ever make our own scrolls anymore or do any of that is because people are actually undercutting the cost of what they are. The cost of the nightshade, the black pearl is 6 gold a piece. Is it black pearl? Yeah, black pearl.
Pearl, because you can't farm black pearl realistically.
And it takes what, 6 of those, 5 of those per 5 times 6 is whatever it is. The cost of that people are selling the scrolls on their vendors for less than the cost of buying the black pearl from the damn vendors to begin with. So it's in our minds that a whole lot cheaper just to go buy those pre-made scrolls than to waste our time, going to spend our gold on black pearl, coming back, and then spending the time crafting it. Why do we need the crafting skill to raise skills? We don't. I mean, we're both GM, alchemists. We don't need any more skill in that area. And of course, we're wasting time because we can just buy them outright. But
well, I
Apple,
mean, they have destroyed any of the player creation um economy a long time ago.
yeah. You want
I
to
mean,
read
the players
Applesauce
creating
Pants
armor.
comment
Yeah.
there because I'm going to screw it up if I read it.
Hold on. Why the fuck are they negating how we play the game? It's kind of blowing me away. They have the balls to tell the players how to play their game. That's not how it works. And that's how you can tell the divide between the devs and the players. You can't make a profit. Yeah.
I think you meant delegating. Yeah.
Yeah, delegate.
Again, I just want to,
It's kind of like my character that can't trade with other players because he's too low level adventurer, yet he's got a couple of GMs in crafting.
Yeah, right.
It's like too low level adventurer, but he's got a GM, and he did that without any thing other than crafting wood pulp.
Now, Elwin goes back to initial concept, which was regional economies. And Elwin, I definitely agree with you. It would be cool if at least there was a regional based limits on NPC vendor sources and of the like. But yeah, people would even exploit that by shipping stuff around the map. Well, that's the whole point, is to get people to move around the map to do that. And I not only regional, but seasonal would be great, so that you couldn't just constantly go to one area to do it. As the season shifted, the harvest would shift to different towns and different areas, and you would have to follow and track that, and you'd have to keep up with that trend in order to keep yourself in a viable situation to keep up with that agriculture.
Did you say season?
Season, yes, season. Like shishi. And then Tina says that's not an exploit. That's supposed to be as designed.
Well, I mean, all they're as designed. It's.
And Elwin says, "Please don't tempt me with the ideas of such things that will never happen." Sorry, Elwin. But you get where I'm coming from, brother. And I don't want to tease you with that. Just what would be really, the original idea of actual, regional economies. That's all. Because that's what we were promised.
Yes.
Yeah, but
we were promised lots of things that have never come. But promises.
All right. Moving back to the topic, let's get back to Time Lord now.
What was once fundamental to our game is gone, and I suspect gone forever. 100 players will have to start eating and drinking prepared 10,000 foodstuffs a day to make a player-based economy work. So see you all in a year from now to see if what was is again, or if the game is still here. Very disappointed to have a game reject certain key play styles that were once viable for funding and played in the original state for more than a decade. No. Is growing a carrot and selling it to an NPC evil? Yes. I see it done in real life all around me, which is why the current state of agriculture will never be immersive, because it goes against all life that I know of. But now I'm just ranting into empty air, which also seems useless. Thanks for the replies. I know you mean well. I still don't get where you're coming from. Growing plants was never fundamental to our game. If it's more viable now than it's more viable now than it ever was.
Bergen, I got to tell you, buddy, you're out of touch. You're out of touch, brother. You're really out of touch. And our very favorite commenter out here, who can't just make a simple comment on anything, I
Hey,
know.
Tyler, good to see you. I'm not quite sure I got what happened to forsake you. Some changes were made to the cooking recipes to make each recipe viable. You know how you could eat 2 foods for buffs? Well, blah 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 blah. Here's the food buff systems. Laz, how many foods have you sold in the last week?
Oh, I sell quite a bit of food actually.
Okay,
Is
like
but
how
but
much?
but uh, yeah, a lot. I sell a lot of dragon stew, and I just sold out of my cat gut goulash, and I sell a lot of wolf and lamb chops. Those were the three that I found to be the most profitable for what it
Yeah,
is. But those don't really, but they do rely on agriculture, but not to the point where I have to
more like
farm it
farming
myself.
dragons. More like
Well,
farming dragons.
again, I buy the haunches on the open
Yeah.
market, which is half of the thing. What I did stop making though was I stopped making the cat gut goulash because they changed the fucking recipe. They made it so I had to go hunt big cats and get some other fucking inane ingredient that I really don't want to even bother with. And so I've dropped that from my to make list, and now all I make is wolf and lamb chops and the dragon stew. And the dragon stew by far is the most profitable. Can't make cat gut without the cat gut, though. Yeah, well, is that's a good part, peg post. But what is it? Hold on, let's look at the cat gut stew here. What was the change? Come on, where's my book? Filter cat. Uh, 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 uh. Come on. Alchemy potions, cat's grace, fishing trophies, processed animal, big cat, catfish, catapult. Elo's cat gut stew. Here we go. Let's get over here to this one. You need big cat carcasses now, which you didn't need in the past. You needed something from, I forget what the original recipe was. Let's see if Soda Wiki slash Soda Wiki. And we'll do cat gut. Maybe we have the actual original recipe still here because either it's cat gut goulash, because more likely than not, this was not updated. It was updated, unfortunately.
Stuff.
Yeah, let's just see the other one. Cat gut goulash. Somebody actually did update that, apparently. Big cat carcasses, yeah. But you know what? I have no inclination to go hunt big cats, and you need one big cat carcass to make, 2 stew, whatever it is. So yeah, it makes 2 stew. So, it just became a non-viable, aside from the fact that you need onions, you need lemons, you need peppers, which is part of the process of the growth. But again, I can buy those in bulk from the NPCs without ever having to dick around with, that other stuff. But dragon stew and wolf and lamb chops are two of the
But
most viable foods.
but still not really viable if you're really creating thousands of them a day.
I don't have to create thousands a day. I create, 1,000, 1,500 at a time, and they last me several months because, I only list 5 and 10 at a time on my vendors, and I only carry about, 100 at a time. But let's get back to Majoria. Actually, we don't have time to get to Majoria, but we still
No.
have plenty of plenty more to talk about on this topic here. But we're not going to get to that anytime today, and we may not get to it tomorrow because I may just decide to totally move
Kill it.
on. But yes, right now we're going to kill today's stream by going out and pulling the streamer bundles. Nom,
And
nom, 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 nom.
Conjure again. So I get to mail things out to Henri Fletcher.
Lomir Idane sitting right next to me, so saves me 15 gold. Congratulations, Omir.
Yes.
Thank you.
There you go.
You're welcome.
And then we get to close a Steam Key giveaway, and Jigoku is getting Takoma. Some people call it Tacoma, but it's Takoma.
Takoma.
Yes. Congratulations there,
That
Jigoku.
would have been good on Taco Tuesday.
Yes, that would have definitely been the game to give away on Taco Tuesday.
But
it's Hump Day, and Jigoku gets Tacoma.
Then we're going to close out the final giveaway of the day. We're going to close that up. We're going to pick ourselves a winner. And Tina O'Neill, you are our winner. Tell me, do you have a copy of From Space? From Space. Do you have a copy of From Space? Because if not, you are now the proud owner of From Space.
Yeah. And Chris never understood most of the economy because it requires math and attention to detail. Thank you for that observation there, Tina.
And From Space is $14.99. Pigs from Space. Tina's going to check that out and let me know. But meanwhile, I got to let you know that we will be back with more tomorrow right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.